Those guys that say she's single for a reason, women are not single because they can't get a man. Women don't even need to leave the house to get a man. Most of the time their DMs are filled with men. Every single woman on earth has men chasing them. If a woman is single, it's a sign that she knows what she wants and that she doesn't put up with shit.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Cosmicverse titled Men Are Done with the Delusional Standards. You know, this is why a lot of men have walked away from dating, is because modern women just demand the most outlandish crap, and it's a complete waste of time. Let's jump into it.
SOS, I need a man. Like, literally right now, I need a man. I bought a house by myself, which is really, really cool. So fucking proud of myself. The part that nobody tells you about buying a house while you're a single woman is that now I get to maintain a house by myself. Okay, can we get into the number one problem that I'm having right now? This is my front door. She's red. We love her. She's so cute. This is the gate to my front door. And if we look really quick right here at this handle, see how that looks like that?
She needs a man to come and fix her door, and in her eyes, this is incredibly reasonable. To her, men are just to be used to make her life easier, while she pats herself on the back for signing up for a subprime mortgage.
And look, see how it's locked, shut permanently? You know, University of YouTube only goes so far. I need a man to come fix this shit. My girlfriend Miranda came over yesterday and I was like, hi, girlie, come to the fucking back door. My front door's locked.
This woman has no idea how selfish she sounds right now. She doesn't want a relationship or even a man to care about her. She just wants a live-in handyman that she doesn't actually have to pay for.
Do not try to catcall me because really I look sweet, but I'm really not nice. I'm not nice at all. And it's going to hurt your feelings when the look on my face tells you to die. Like, and then if you keep on and I have to fucking form words to tell you to die, you're going to be so hurt. And then I'm going to be a bitch. And then guess what? My car is really big so I can run you over. Who's the bitch now?
This woman has clearly never been catcalled a day in her life. You can tell because she's threatening men with vehicular assault simply for a meaningless comment.
The only men who like to go overseas to find a partner is men who like to prey on vulnerable women. Because when you go find a wife in the Philippines or Thailand or Eastern Europe, I'm assuming you mean they're more biddable, that they're less outspoken, they don't demand anything of you, that they're just happy to be rescued from their poverty-stricken life of no opportunity, and in return, all they have to do is subject themselves to your advances. Why you want to go overseas to find a partner? Is it because you prefer your women biddable, without opinions, unable to fight back, and vulnerable?
When women talk smack about the passport bros, they act like the woman who wants to be with that guy has zero say in things. Funny how that works.
I don't particularly think I'm bad looking, all right? I have a job, I pay my phone bill, you know, but no one wants to date me. And the answer is not that my standards are too high, because I've dated 3 rats in a trench coat just because they wanted to take me out to dinner one time. So what's wrong with me? Why?
I tried this new thing yesterday and I think that it really worked. I was walking down the street and this guy starts catcalling me and he was like, you look so sexy, baby. Like, you look so good today, blah, blah, blah. And I just looked at him and I was like, oh my God, thanks, girl. And I just like flipped my hair and I was like, thanks, girly pop. He looked so confused and he didn't say one more word. He was silenced. And to me, that's a sign of success. So I'm gonna do it again and you should try it.
It's fairly obvious to everybody that she did no such thing. No man catcalled her, she didn't respond that way, and she just imagined the scenario in her head.
Should I still trust women?
No. A client of mine, single mom, has 3 kids. They all have different dads, but by her own doing. So she has enough of her own money, but she always wants a man with more money. So she dates these men in higher positions and whatnot, and they have broken up with her. And what she actually does is she goes and gets artificially inseminated, tells them that she's pregnant by them. She lies to these men. And then by the time the paternity test comes out, obviously they know they're not the dad. She's done it 3 times.
And all the kids are by just
Different donors. She's got a couple screws loose. She's just, I want more kids and I want someone who also wants kids. And I was like, well, have you tried asking these men to have kids with you? She's like, well, they just keep breaking up with me. And I'm like, I wonder why.
It takes a dark and twisted mind to think that tricking a man into taking care of a child that isn't his is somehow fair game, just so long as she gets his money. That's crazy behavior.
I know that this is self-sabotage, but sometimes when a guy asks me a question and I can feel in the air that he wants me to sell myself, I say the craziest thing I can think of in my head and I try to go so off script. Like yesterday, a guy asked me, what is my toxic trait? Unprompted, out of nowhere, just trying to pivot the conversation in a way that I felt like he was trying to make me sell myself to him. So I was like, my toxic trait is that I like to use men. Yes, I do. Yeah, I can't help myself.
Well, at least she openly admitted to this guy that she was planning on using him, but the funny part is she most likely expected him to just be fine with this woman using him and not caring about his feelings.
Because in that moment, they either want me to say something that I don't realize is a red flag and hit me with the gotcha, or I feel like they want me to try to sell myself as somebody who's likable and somebody who's trying to be their girlfriend or wifey material, you know? And yeah, I had fun. I had fun giving that stupid ass but genuine answer.
Only in the mind of a modern woman does it make sense to think that openly admitting to using men is somehow going to come off as girlfriend or wife material.
This video is in defense of the modern woman because I've been getting a lot of responses from men saying that they don't want modern women have bad attitudes, or that they shame and guilt and all these negative things. While I'm not saying that there may not be women out there who are this way, I do want men to understand that this comes from somewhere. That a lot of modern women, I'm going to speak for myself in this situation, don't trust men to be a traditional man, therefore allowing her to be a traditional woman.
That's exactly why men don't want to get with modern women. If a modern woman has trust issues when it comes to men, then she's going to make the traditional man pay for her mistakes.
A lot of times grow up in households where men were not the providers or the protectors. And what was instilled in us from either our mothers or just from our own observations is that we have to take care of ourselves and we have to be independent, because you cannot rely on a man, not because we don't want to, but because we've seen dysfunctionality in the way that our parents had their relationship. So as I speak to other modern women, a lot of them say that it's not that they wouldn't like to be taken care of, it's the fact that a lot of women don't trust men because of the men that they've seen in their lives.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that a man doesn't trust a woman because he grew up in a household with a toxic mother. He will be expected to deal with that baggage and be fully healed before he's even allowed to be in a relationship, apparently.
The reason men need to be pursuing women is because we literally don't need you. We don't need you. So why the hell would we pursue something that we don't need? Studies have shown that women who are married have a lower life expectancy than women who are unmarried. We don't need you. In fact, you actually actively kill us. On the other hand, men who are married have a higher life expectancy than unmarried men. You need us. You need us. So, of course, we are the fucking prize. Of course, you should be pursuing us. Why the hell would we pursue something that will kill us earlier? Woo! Period.
Not only is she looking at men and telling them they're not needed, but she's also saying that they're responsible for ending their lives, and this is somehow supposed to motivate men to be better? I don't know.
Where are all the single straight men? I genuinely think there's an inventory issue. Because when I tell you guys, I know so many single women that are successful, beautiful, fun, funny, cool, intelligent, amazing women that are the full package, but cannot find a guy.
If these super successful, attractive, funny, intelligent, and awesome women can't find men, then they clearly don't have these qualities. And just by the way, men actually don't care if you're successful or not. I don't know how many times I have to say that.
When we have a society full of women with no accountability, guess what? It just repeats the cycle. And then the daughters grow up same exact way. We're teaching our daughters how to be queens instead of being wives. Teaching young men to be gentlemen, to be providers, to pay for everything, to open the doors. Meanwhile, we're telling our daughters, know your worth and never settle. So one side's learning selflessness, the other side's learning self-prioritization. But unfortunately, little girls are taught what do they deserve versus what do they also bring to the relationship. And I'm raising a protector and a provider, and the last thing I want is my son to end up with your dusty daughter thinking that being submissive to a good man is oppression. Last I checked, equality doesn't mean that women get to wear the crown while men get to carry the cross.
It's insane how modern women demand that men treat them like royalty while also demanding that they can treat that very same man like a peasant.
Last night, I was at dinner with my girlfriend, and we were talking about the fact that there are just not enough attractive men out there, and there are so many hot women. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Even if I were to walk down the street right now, I could guarantee you, in the span of a few blocks, I would see a handful of gorgeous women. Women with style, women with poise, women who are just conventionally attractive. And I might see one attractive man, and that's on a good day.
These women have the nerve to endlessly complain about how there aren't enough chads in the world simply for their viewing pleasure. That is crazy.
Maybe it's not that men are no longer attractive. Maybe it's just that you're not attracted to men. Men are being made the same way men have always been made. I don't know. I think the same argument could be made by men talking about women, because men oftentimes they love a more natural look from women. But let's just consider that our standard of beauty might be getting a little bit warped between men and women, because women that put themselves on a pedestal will say that men are not taking care of themselves if they're in jeans and a t-shirt. And as that's happening, I just think that we all just need to bring ourselves down a notch and humble ourselves.
Modern women live in a world where if a man isn't well built, dresses well, and is rich, then he's not a real man. These women are insulted by the concept of being average, but only when the person is a dude.
I love how every woman is always talking about how they don't want to settle, they're not settling for less than they deserve. Okay, but honestly speaking, most of the women that are saying this don't really deserve much. Like, you guys are not a catch. You're living in this delusional world and you think that you deserve the world. You expect men to settle for you. And just because you have these unrealistic expectations and standards, why the hell should men settle for you when they actually deserve a whole lot better?
The sad part is that men aren't really looking for much. They just want someone who's going to be nice and wants to take care of them. So in other words, something that a modern woman isn't capable of providing, apparently.
And that's the reality, and that's why men are walking away from dating. Men just don't care to put in the effort anymore. Men are not going up to women anymore because men don't want to settle either. But the funny thing is, men are actually more realistic about their expectations. Women are not.
Modern women are just starting to see the consequences for their behavior. Men are walking away from all of the mistreatment because they can provide everything they're looking for themselves. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.